Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome on back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you're all doing well, friends. Move the microphone out of the way. I really do hope that. Chelsea news. Welcome back, of course, the daily series. That's right, here on Football Therapy, where I see what's being said about the Blues, giving you my opinion, trying to keep you guys informed, more importantly, reaching out and asking for your opinion. We are a community. I want to share our thoughts together down in the comment section, so welcome on in. Lots to discuss today. Ben Chilwell, could he be out for the season if he needs surgery? What does that mean? What's the ramifications? Thiago Silva, old man Silva, renewing for a good fee again, or no fee. He gets good wages is what I'm trying to say. And also, Federico Chiesa still being heavily linked to Chelsea for a gargantuan transfer fee. Lots to discuss. Make sure you stay till the end because we've got loads of good gear to get through. Drop a like if you want to show your support. Consider subscribing, friends. And a big thank you to everyone watching and to all my subscribers. We've reached over 140k, which is obviously an incredible feat. So many people. So many people. That's like 4 Stamford Bridges or 3 and a bit. I don't know. Loads and loads of people. Thank you all so much to those of you who have subscribed, and welcome to those of you who are subscribing now. All of you, make sure the bell notifications icon switched on all notifications, because YouTube was bugging on me, and people essentially need to make sure all notifications are switched on. It will take you a second. Just click. Let's start off with some good news. Fabrizio Romano talking about Thiago Silva, pretty much saying, look, he's got a good relationship with Chelsea, as we know. He loves the fan base. He's always kissing the badge, which we love to see. He's the fans sing his name. He's obviously got a superb relationship with the Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel that he's maintained from PSG. Worth reminding you guys that Tuchel didn't sell him from PSG. That was very much a Leonardo choice, the sporting director. Tuchel's always had a good relationship with Thiago Silva, and we know because he came to Chelsea and he played him immediately. Thiago Silva will be 38 next season. And we will be giving him a contract extension at £95,000 per week, which is pretty darn good. It's for a centre-back. It's less than half of what Rudiger wants, but of course, you know, age comes into it. Thiago Silva has been nothing short of magnificent for Chelsea Football Club. He will be 38 playing for Chelsea. Other than maybe a goalkeeper, I'm thinking Willy Caballero played for Chelsea at 38, I think. Is that the oldest footballer that plays for Chelsea Football Club? Certainly in the Premier League years. Definitely outfield player. Surely outfield player. I can't think of anyone older than 38 off the top of my head. Let me know in the comment section, but I will be very surprised if you pull someone's name out of the hat. Regardless, really good news. So delighted for Thiago Silva. He loves the club. He's having such an amazing adventure at Chelsea. He's won the Champions League. He's in a title race for the Premier League. And who knows what he could go on to win this season and indeed next season. How could I forget the Super Cup as well? Absolutely incredible. You know, it's brilliant because people like Christensen can sign a new deal, be happy. Maybe not always starting in front of Silva, but knowing that, you know, Silva's not going to be playing all the time, and maybe next season he's not a starter or whatever. So everyone's happy. Everyone's really happy. Let me know how you feel about the Thiago Silva extension down in the comment section below. I'm going to end on talking about Federico Chiesa, an amazing winger / forward attacker, attacking midfielder, whatever you want to call him. Of course, a recent Euros winner as well. But let's talk about Ben Chilwell. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel will be addressing the media tomorrow in his pre-match press conference for Chelsea's big Premier League clash against Manchester United, which is obviously huge, and that will be very exciting indeed. I'll be reacting to his press conference and talking about that game in tomorrow's video, so make sure you do keep it locked and the bell notifications icon is switched on so you don't miss that video. Ben Chilwell, but nothing short of sensational, I'd say, for the end of the last season and this season when he came back in after Alonso. Obviously a peculiar situation with not being selected early doors because he hadn't played for England. Like Reece James, maybe not quite as good as Reece James, but pretty darn close, scoring a lot of goals, getting up and down, good engine, good intelligent movements into the 18-yard box. I've spoken about it recently here on the channel quite a lot. He takes up those sort of centre-forward positions, as well as also being a defensive left wing-back. Superb! If he's done his ACL, or even if he hasn't done it, if he just needs surgery on it, that could put him out for the entirety of the season. That's worrying. That's disappointing because he's been in sensational form, and even though he walked off and he drove into his, got into his car and drove without crutches, it could still be damaged in terms of the ACLs are really vulnerable, like ligament in your knee, and football is a lot of high impact in sort of movements and explosive turns and stuff. So for him to be able to play football, you have to feel completely free and confident when you play football. You can't be haunted with an injury like perhaps Ruben was a little bit with his Achilles. The ACL is exactly the same. You need to be feeling completely confident to turn quickly and sprint just without thinking and to follow the ball. You can't be thinking, I don't know, ACL. Obviously, especially at the highest level. A touch wood, he just it was just maybe, I don't know, a strain in there. I don't know how it works. I'm not a doctor or a physio. Something that hopefully he can heal over, I don't know, a month or two. That would be great, but regardless, Chelsea have to start thinking of alternatives to play at left wing back. Do they want to bring someone in January? Of course, we could recall two people. One is Emerson Palmieri, who's of course on loan in Liga, and who is more dynamic than Marcus Alonso. We'll talk about Alonso in just a moment. Ian Maatsen, of course, another academy prospect, really, really good. He's a dynamic, explosive wing back, full back. He's really great. We've kept an eye on him for a little while, obviously, us Chelsea fans. He's not playing at the highest level at the moment, so would he be the type to bring in? I'm not so sure. Thomas Tuchel would have to make an educated decision, but because of Thomas Tuchel's comments post-match after Juventus, he kind of implied, I should have put Alonso on, he's the next choice, he's my guy. And the fact how he has turned to him and relied on him on many occasions, and often Alonso's answered the call and performed quite well. So why do all us Chelsea fans feel nervous about him being dropped back in, Marcus Alonso? Because I include myself. I was thinking, right, Aspi can play there. Is he going to turn into a Hudson-Odoi or Christian Pulisic? I think Saul Niguez can play wing back. And he's not playing anything else at the moment. And he's an intelligent, talented player, ultimately, despite, how his Chelsea tenure's gone so far. He came to Chelsea because he didn't want to be anything other than a midfielder, and Chelsea offered him the promise of training him in midfield, and I think they have been training him in midfield. Who knows, though? Maybe if Thomas Tuchel said to Sal, I know we said that, we can continue training him in midfield as this rotational option, or you can do a little bit of left wing-back action like you did at Atletico, and you might get more game time. Maybe being posed the question to Sal, he'll be like, I'll do that. Let me get me on the pitch. I'll play a bit of left wing back in this Champions League winning side. Could be worse. Do you know what I mean? At the moment, Chelsea are a lot better than Atletico Madrid. Maybe playing a wing back at Chelsea is more exciting than Atletico. You'd have to imagine. So maybe he's willing to do it at Chelsea. I don't know. Marcus Alonso is attacking or scorers goals. We're seemingly relying quite a lot on our wing-backs to score goals, and if you're going to continue to rely on that left wing-back to take up centre-forward spots, there's none much better than Marcus Alonso to do that. Certainly Ben Chilwell is probably looking like he's on par, maybe slightly better of late, but we all trust Marcus Alonso to do that. So maybe we shouldn't be so nervous, and maybe we should just welcome the idea of Marcus Alonso coming back. Anyway, I've gone on for too long from this subject. Let me know what you guys think on the Marcus Alonso, Ben Chilwell, Emerson Palmieri, Ian Maatsen, all them lot. Comment down below on your thoughts on that. Let's start a discussion up, in the comment section, and let's move on. Let's talk about Federico Chiesa, of course, the young Italian attacker who he almost looks like a sort of like cartoon caricature, and I don't mean that in like a derogatory way. He's got like a boyish charm, accentuated features to his face. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. He's an amazing player. He's relentlessly direct. Of course, he was anonymous at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea kept him out of the game. But he is just so free as an attacker and just goes for it. As soon as he gets the ball, he's like, right, I'm having this. I'm going towards the goal and scoring or trying to score. And he can be quite talismanic. Chelsea reportedly went in for Federico Chiesa in the summer, which shocked a lot of us. And apparently they're still going in for him. There's all sorts of reports. I'm reading here another one that Chelsea are going to make a big bid for him, and Pulisic might be allowed to leave. Apparently, according to reports, both Barcelona and Liverpool, remember they were in for both Pulisic and Werner prior to Chelsea signing him, have been told that the American winger Pulisic is available if a club can pay £42 million. I think Chelsea paid 50 million for Christian Pulisic, so they'll be making a loss on him, but of course his contract would have run down 2-3 years by the time he's sold. Yeah, because he obviously was there Lampard's first season. Maybe they're like unhappy with the injury problems and whatever. So, I mean, it's shocking to see Chelsea would make a loss, especially if he's part of a Champions League and who knows, maybe even Premier League winning squad. Federico Chiesa, though, what would this be driven by? Certainly not marketing, because Christian Pulisic draws in a lot more money in terms of marketing. Liverpool will absolutely love the finances that Christian Pulisic would bring in terms of the shirt sales, the USA fan base converting, and there would be a great majority of people that do just follow Pulisic, that love the men's soccer team, the national team over in America. So naturally, they just see what Pulisic's doing, which club he's at, and they sort of support him wherever they go, which is fine. I don't think there's anything particularly plastic about that, because it's almost like they follow the national team first and support their talisman elsewhere at club level. Regardless, what it means is he'll bring in a lot of revenue. But Federico Chiesa, excellent player, of course, excited all the viewership of the Euros in the summer. Explosive, exciting, still very young. His father was a bit of a footballing legend, so there's that sort of pedigree there. If it's driven by Thomas Tuchel, if he's gone in the ear of Marina Granovskaya and someone at Chelsea saying, you know what, all these players are great and talented and I'm appreciative, but if you were to ask me what would help me and what I'm trying to do, this guy's probably quite good, and, should you see an opportunity to make money out of the current Chelsea squad and selling them, maybe trust me to build something here, because I'm speculating, because Thomas Tuchel's position and his stance since he came into Chelsea was, everything's cool, I'm just so pleased to be here, this is an amazing squad, I'm not going to make any demands, and that's just been his position, and Chelsea have bought him a £100 million striker, and he's very happy, and he's not sort of putting in these demands, and he's trying to keep this sort of tranquility. Who knows, maybe he makes demands, and I don't know whether he'd recommend Chiesa or not. Regardless, he's an exciting attacking player, but is this something we're looking for? And what are we even looking for anymore in this super Chelsea squad? Rotational fullbacks? Do we even want to buy rotational players anymore? I thought we want to look to the academy now, because, don't spend your Danny Drinkwater monies on backup midfielders. Just turn to the academy. Guys, what do you think? Federico Chiesa is an extremely exciting and talented player. One of the most sort of, I suppose, sought after wingers in world football, wide attackers. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Do you think we're totally fine? We don't need anything else? Do you think it's a case of Pulisic goes, see what happens with Ziyech, who, by the way, Ziyech at the moment looks like he could make it work now for the first time in a long time. So I'd be really keen to get your opinion on these players, these stories that I've presented to you today on this Chelsea News Football Therapy video. Thank you all again for joining me. Please do consider dropping a like. It means a lot to me, and I'm very thankful that we've clocked over 140,000 subscribers. That's an amazing feat, and we've done it together in this community. So enjoy the football, friends, and I'll see you later.